All right, next basic hold down and escape positions to take a look at is Mune Gatame, which is a side holding form. There's two types of side holding form, Yokoshio and Mune. Mune is functionally probably the one to concentrate on first and foremost, since it gets you into adaptable forms of other types of escaping action. We're going to take the guy sideways here a little bit. In Mune Gatame, when you're setting it on the man, you'd like to be under his head. And I personally enjoy reaching all the way under his head and into his armpit here, right in this grip. The second hand and arm is laid over the top, and it's as if you're using your elbow to your knee like a great pincher, like you're squeezing together right there. Your pressure is up on this knee, and then you set in right into his rib cage, and you'd like to pressurize him right about at the lower ribs. That's functionally. If you get too high on the man and you're chest to chest and you're pressing straight down, you're trying to compress his whole chest cavity, you won't have near the effect than if you're trying to pressurize right through, in this case, right over the man's liver or his short ribs here. This is going to affect his diaphragm and make it difficult for him to get a full tank of air in him. So as we have him set in, nice grip right into the armpit, compression. I make sure that my pressure is coming more on the side and not so much straight down. Now it's important that the legs do maintain a relationship like this, so that the knee on the inside is staying bent. If it's also popular, you see sometimes people stretching out and putting their downside leg out. The problem here is that I can't effectively control his hip movement from here. And as he starts to move, he can slide under, and he can start capturing this leg or even getting the knee up and setting in here. So it is critical. If you need an outrigger, your outrigger is with the top side leg, the head side leg. And it can move anywhere it needs to move. Just like that. All right. Try not to switch the legs out too much, because if this leg starts getting straight, the bottom side leg is straight, you get vulnerable, you open up space. So remember, it's like a big thumb and forefinger pinching together to control. The second element here, as you come out, is occasionally, as he drives in, you may want to stretch both out, but make sure that the knee on the bottom side stays down. It doesn't pop up in the air. Knees must stay down. As he goes away from us, he comes right back up. And he can tell you, it was pinching his side of his hip, but now the knee is all the way up in his back. At the same time, he's facing a problem because of the torque under his head and into this armpit control. So now when he comes back, he can't go anywhere. He's even worse than he was when he was flat on his back, because his hips can't get purchased and his shoulders can't get purchased. You can actually walk him right up onto his side this way and then start considering a choking position, for instance, or perhaps a step over to a more secure hold down beyond this. So that's your functional elements to be looking for in your Mune Gatame. Now for the escape ideas, if the man is using the legs improperly, well then you would entangle a leg or you'd scoop under with a knee. If he's using the legs well, again, like in Kesa, you're going to be required to do a bridge and roll to get any kind of activity out of this. And the bridge you're looking for is basically, first off, as he bridges into me, he's going to drive and he's going to set this top arm between his head and my head as deep down as he can and get control of my belt if he can. Good. And the second element, let go a second, is he's going to also at the same time make a fist and bring this right down tight to his abdomen right here. So the inside arm comes down, tucks tight, makes a nice fist and a nice pushing surface. This is going to be one of the driving surfaces. The top hand is going to reach over, make a grip, bottom hand sucks down tight right into your own abdomen, as tight as you can make it. From here, as he bridges back, he's going to start an action that takes me laterally across his body, and as it goes, the bridge begins and throws me up to the high corner. So he has two elements of action. If he tries to do one element of action and drive me straight over, he's going to feel strong for the first part of it, but then it's going to die off at the end. So it has to be a 1-2 action, an action that begins to rock me this way, and as I begin to rock, drives me that way. So 2 planes of action. So here, let's watch him do it. So from the basic hold down, the initial issue, he drives in, he sets his grip. He's got my belt, and from the belt, if he just rolls to his back, watch what happens to my body. Ooh, I pop up in the air a little bit. And so it's very strong. He can pop me up in the air, but now once I go in the air, he's got to do what? He's got to do the second plane of action, which is as he rolls. That's right. Right over the corner. Excellent. So let's do it this way. Let's see a different angle. Good. We set him in the Mune Gatame. He drives in. He sets up his grip. His elbows set underneath and tucked tight. He rolls back and gets me rolling up and right over the top. Excellent. It's good, Damon. Thank you. That should get you set up for working your basic Mune Gatame and your basic escape from Mune Gatame. Cool. Sweet.